journey's almost over. The journey's almost over. The battle is nearly won. But I have a feeling in my heart the best is yet to come. Standing here on Lord and I, it's a chilly time. Storms of life already, but I'm happy though it's fine. Seasons are coming to take me home, but I have a feeling in my heart the best is yet to come.
Can't choose for the music at all.
Huh? You like music? Like and share as you come in. We're live on Facebook.
Welcome
YouTube,
everyone.
Instagram.
Standing here on Lord and I.
All right, everyone. Welcome, like and share. How are you today, Council?
I am fabulous, actually.
Excellent. So
No
we have a
cap.
really no cap.
No cap. No cap. I'm going. I'm sharing in like 4 groups.
Mm-hmm.
I want to share into groups so people can see what's going on.
And just get the information as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sharing in all these groups so they can join us on Immigration Corner.
All right.
All right, guys, come on in, like and share. We are live. We're live. I know it's early settings yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like and share. Comment where you're from. You look dapper tonight, Professor Johnson.
Oh, thank you. You know
Thank
what?
you. Say so
Someone
myself.
listening and said, Diani have an extra glow tonight.
That's what I'm saying. Ooh, me have an extra glow. Wonder
Extra
why.
glow. All right. All right. But like and share, people. Come like and share. We
People
need
come
to
on, like and share. Like
We're
wrap up.
emphasize a song, you know. You know the one there. He rolled it away. He rolled the sea
I know
away.
this one actually.
He rolled it away. He rolled it. Come on now. Hey. He rolled it away. He rolled the sea away. He rolled it away. He rolled the sea away. When Israel out of bondage came, I see before them lay. My Lord reached out his hand and he rolled the sea away. And forward, step forward, Lord, let me Lord, with a concrete tread.
So tonight we have a special guest, the
Yes.
Consumer Queen, aka Nadia Barrett.
We do.
We have her here, so we're gonna just pull her in so that she can share and rope in her people. Hey, Nordia.
Hi, Darren. Hi, Diani.
How are you doing? Welcome.
I'm good. I'm a bit
Well,
on the late side as I was combing my hair.
Of course, it's nicely done. It is perfectly done.
right.
Thank you.
Nordia, go ahead and share this on your page. So you might have to go on my page, share it to your page so that your people and your fans can join on
Oh,
us. All right. gonna go
Let me attempt that.
until
And he will push us, and he will hold the sea away. Listen, me come now. Hey. He rolled it away. He rolled the sea away. He rolled it away. He rolled the sea away. For me was a sea of sin, so great I fear. Never want prayer. My heart's desire, the same. And he rolled the sea.
He will holy.
Oh, yeah. That over to show over the passion spread. With a concrete tread, we will push ahead, and we will roll the sea away. One more time, God, we say, you wanna see our way, you wanna see our way, you wanna see our way. See you now, when sorrow starts like storm, we're dashing over my.
Good night, Miss Melissa. Welcome. Welcome to the live. Like and share.
of course, and big in the immigration news. I see that Mayor Koss, he really went out big for the Asians, with the extension of the TPS for
Yes,
Asians in
that was
in
a
a,
big,
so that was
big
a
news.
big
I think
thing for the
yep,
people, for the
for
Asian
Haiti.
people here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So um they get an additional 18 months
Mm-hmm.
from
Which, and
February
this is,
20.
I don't think they have a choice
Right.
because if you stop TPS, what, everybody goes home?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Asians entering the US after November 6th, including those considering to enter now, you're not going to be eligible for TPS.
No. But
Um,
here's the thing, I wouldn't let that stop you because I think it's only a matter of time when they move the date again because this is like moving the goalpost.
mhm.
So
Okay.
you get temporary protected status, which is good. Which
Yeah,
is good. So if you're here, you need to apply.
for that ASAP.
We should bring Brazen Lawyer on one night so she can talk about TPS because she does a lot of TPS in the
We
Haitian
should.
community.
Brazen Lawyer and what's immigration chick? What's her
Yeah,
name?
and Betty.
Betty,
We
right?
do a lot
Right.
of that stuff. Yeah, with Haiti.
So that's really a
That,
big deal in the
that was a
immigration
big
struggle.
deal
So Jamaicans, if you have Asian friends out there, let them know that they need to apply now.
for temporary protected status.
Again, the Lord, the Lord in mercy, and in just one number. Lord of the smash and spread. With a concrete strength, we will push ahead, and we will hold the sea away. I want him to know. He roll the sea away. He roll the sea away. He roll the sea away. All of the sea away. Problem coming.
Wait, Consular Queen, you have your cup?
Yes, sir.
What's in your
Okay,
cup?
play.
That's the people business. I don't like it.
All right.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Melissa. Good night, over.
Problem coming rolling, mountain coming rolling, problem coming. Whoa! Hero see away, hero see away. Problem coming rolling, problem. Listen, and when I reach the sea for needed faith, I pray. I know the Lord. And if I do all the God, He will roll.
Is that Dr. Brown?
Lord of the Lord, and spread. With a concrete strength, He will push us, and He roll the sea away. Look here now, man, sickness comes, He will roll away. He comes, sickness
memo?
Oh, let's see your way.
Say it again.
Who sent out the black memo? I kind of seen a lot of black in the space.
in the space.
Oh, you know what? You fit in well. So somebody did talk to you, right?
Yeah, the Lord.
Well, any more than that.
All right. So hold on. We up to 5. All right. We can give play until about.
Oh, let's see your way. Roll up, then forward till Jesus forward. Roll the billows, dash and spray. We'll unfold green grass, we will push ahead. And we move. One more time. Then forward. Forward till Jesus
What happened to
forward.
Nadia?
Roll the billows, dash.
Hmm?
Nadia disappeared.
Oh, now that disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
It says our device not connected. So she might come back on. She'll come back on. So we can get started. But Diane, let's just jump in until Nadia comes back anyway. Um she'll use the same link to join. And then we'll do our official introductions.
Sure. How was your
Um,
week? How was your Tuesday? Because today's
Tuesday.
Wednesday and we had our Monday night, which was good. Monday night was good.
Yes,
And
Monday night
aren't we
was good.
giving away? We're giving away Digicel money tonight. Aren't
We're
we giving
still
away
giving away
Digicel?
money, and we're supposed to give away
2 Starbucks
2 Starbucks some.
for the
Yeah.
people that will live here,
Them will
and
live
then
in
Digicel
America.
for the people that are in Jamaica. So we have
They
a
will live in
$100 Digicel, not 100 US folks,
$100 Jamaican credit.
and we have
But it's still not a big deal because well, if a time you borrow digital credit, you can then we take it back and something work out.
Mhm.
All right. So now that you're here, you're hearing us.
I am.
All right. So we could official we have the consular queen on tonight.
Yes, the consular queen.
Consular queen, yeah. Nordia Barrett. Of course, I am Professor Johnson, and I work in the immigration space. I teach too, but I've been helping a lot of people realize their American dreams. I've been helping people to level up and to just know what benefits are out there for them when it comes to immigration. What about you, Tiani? Who are you?
So go ahead, Nadia. Introduce us. Are you introduce Nadia? Me fi go last or first.
Go on, man. Nadia last first because
We're
we
never
want.
ready, but we're ready. Okay.
We're ready.
Hi, all. Hi, Tiffany. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Deani Winterfunde. I am an immigration law attorney by profession and a legal rebel by practice. I disrupt the immigration space by going against the status quo. I am a troublemaker. I am a legal rebel. And my goal is to change your life and the lives of everyone around you. In my spare time, I practice law, but as a full time job, I give trouble.
Yeah.
Thank you all for
Quite an
coming.
handful. Yeah.
Right? In my spare time, I practice law.
In your spare time, you give a lot of trouble, right?
No, in my real life, I give trouble. In my spare time, I practice law.
All right.
And this is Immigration Corner, and every night, Monday, Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m.
Yes. Immigration Corner, everybody. So like and share. We have the goodies, we have the tips, we have the tools for you over here. So first up, before we go, so you introduce yourself. So we have our lovely guest, the consular queen, Norda Barrett. Norda, who are you? Where are you from?
Oh wow, that's a lot of questions. Will I be able to answer them? But the first thing I want to say though, I'm wondering if I'm in the wrong space because I was invited to immigration corner, but I
Uh-huh.
keep hearing corner,
No, it's
immigration corner. So I'm wondering if
Wrongly.
I'm at the right place.
corner. Immigration corner.
So
Immigration Corner.
yes, yes.
Tell us a little
So
about you, Norda, who you are.
I'm Nordia. I'm
Mhm.
Nordia. Barrett, and of course, I'm from Saint Anne, and Saint Anne seems to be the parish that runs Jamaica, you know. But
Yep.
yeah, I'm from Saint Anne. I now live in Georgia. I'm one of the newest residents here.
All
I've been
right.
here for the past since May 13. You do the calculation,
Right.
right? And my way of getting here has led me to be working for myself, one, being mentored under the academy with Diani, because life for me is kind of nothing without Diani, because she plays a big part in what I do. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, big disclaimer, I am not an attorney, but I do have the rebel as backative. Right,
Backative.
Diani?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Right. So, what do I do? I am also on the mission with Darren and Diani to get people here
Mm-hmm.
to enjoy the American dream. In
Mm-hmm.
some instances, in my case, is to get a taste of it,
Right.
as in the non-immigrant, or repeatedly tasting.
All
That's what
right.
the non-immigrant process actually
Okay. Actually,
does,
it
you
is.
know? Right. But I do help with other consular processing,
Mm-hmm.
especially expedite, because
Expedite.
expedited reason and purpose is
Mm-hmm.
the reason I am here now and not in 2023. Yes, I would
Mm.
not have been
Here.
qualified just yet for an interview until 2023. So there are situations sitting out there, or
Mm-hmm.
people with situations sitting out there that can be here much sooner, but until they consult the consular queen, they
Mm-hmm.
won't necessarily know that and know what to do about it and how to cut the time much shorter than it has to be, you know? Yeah.
Awesome. So
I
we're gonna dig a little into that, Nardia. But
okay.
for those who are watching, say you're from Sentan, give us a little about your background. How you grew up, which school you go to, what did you do in school?
Oh Lord. So we have
Mm-hmm.
to go to Brownstone. Yes, so I'm one of those sisters from the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm one of the
You mean
sisters from
Bunya?
the hill.
I
And
mean
my
Bunya?
and my St. Hilda's ladies would know what that means.
Uh-huh.
Um I finished up at Ascot High School in Portmore. So I've been around the blocks, but my foundation, my root lies heavily in St. Anne.
Mm.
Again, after going to Portmore, of course, I came back to St. Anne and I went to Brownstone Community College.
Okay.
Left Brownstone Community College and went up to UTech in Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been going back and forth, St. Anne. Doesn't
Right.
matter where I go. I taught, I am a teacher by profession as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I taught at Mount Alvernia High School, St. George's College,
Mm.
Moby High, and Monroe College.
High level
And
school.
my career in teaching ended at Monroe College. And it was, of course, it was a sad situation, but it was much blessing because here I am today.
Right.
Yeah.
All
Awesome.
right, guys.
Awesome.
As you come in, Tiffany, Nadia, and everybody on on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Instagram, make sure you're liking and sharing the program. This is Immigration Kana, and we have the consular queen with us tonight who's telling us a little bit about her story, where she grew up, and her vision. Um, Consular queen,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
you grew up in Jamaica, and I know you went to St. Hilda's. What was high school like for you?
Right. On.
Bittersweet. Bittersweet. I thoroughly enjoyed my years in at St. Hilda's. I wasted quite a bit of time. I How I would sum that up. I think I peaked when it mattered.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't one of the greatest performers um in high school. When I went to Ascot to finish up, I was a star girl here, so on top of everything. I'm Ascot people can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I was the top of the school until I touched grade 11, and then things dip again. because I made the move due to financial pressure, and had to go live with an uncle who decided that he would help to support me finishing school. So that's how I ended up in St. Catherine. That's how I ended up at Ascot. It's starting out, it was pretty good, but it got like really deep, rocky at the back end. So much so I never did great in CSEC. I got 3 subjects, and it's kind of nice to say no, yeah man, me get one grade 2 and 2 grade 3s, of course. But it also helps you to understand and appreciate that life doesn't ends there. It depends on what you want. It depends on the blinders that you're wearing. If you get carried away and confused by what others are saying,
Mhm.
you may just get daunted and don't do the right thing, which is to continue your education, to pick up 2 more subjects, jump into UTech, jump into UE. I can particularly look back at my master's program, and being a part of the master's program, I was one of the key persons that people would come to for support. I was almost the person
Now
that
stick up
held.
in there. Stick up in there,
Yeah,
Nadia,
yeah,
because
because when you're a high schooler,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
and
Go ahead.
and and you said you only left school with 3 subjects,
Yeah, man.
Yes.
and you went. How did you manage to get the others? How did you make that transition into college? Because listen, we want you to tell, like, this is Exhibit
Right.
A. We want people
Oh
to know
yeah.
it's
I'm going to
possible.
tell you that, man. But I was just saying this to say that jumping into a master's program with persons that have done like way better, and then being the one supporting the group, being the one holding the group together, being the
Mm-hmm.
one helping with weaknesses, man. That also tells you that you can't get carried away
Mm-hmm.
by the things that take place. You can always. So go 2001 now. Because I left high school 2000.
Hold on one second,
I went
Consular
and I
Queen.
did.
Hold on one second, Consular Queen. Welcome to the Lost Boss. Welcome, Ahai. Welcome, Nadia. Guys, hang tight. We're giving away Digicel tonight.
Yes, digital credits,
Starbucks.
Starbucks
We have to
24
like
people
and
open right
share.
now.
We want more people in that room. So like and share. We're
Right.
talking to the consular queen out of Georgia tonight. She does all the consular stuff. So that's who we're
Germany,
talking to tonight. She's
Kentan,
the consular
Jamaica.
queen.
Hmm.
Go ahead, consular queen.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we're talking
So,
about the high school and making that transition from the 3 subjects
mhm.
to where you are now.
Yeah. And food was lacking in high school. So that's one of the
Mm,
big deals and reasons why I had to make the switch from St. Hilda's. I had a friend that would split her lunch money in two,
mhm.
and we would both have transportation money, but then none of us would have food thereafter. And I always had an appreciation um for that, you know. So yeah, I went to evening classes. I got the 2 CSEC because I just went and did math and English. I knew from early that it really made no sense to have 20 CSEC and then nothing thereafter. It was
Mm,
better for me to dig deep for 2, get the 5, and then get into college.
right.
Getting into college was a big buck tour for me.
Mhm.
I applied to UTech. I sent them my CSEC results and all of that. When August came, I went in to see what was happening for me now. Am I going to get an acceptance letter? At that
Mhm.
time, UTech told me they had nothing for me. They had no record of me applying to do a program with them.
Wow.
So my friend that used to split her money in two, that was going to community college at the time because she went immediately to community college,
Mhm.
2001, 2000 to 2002. So I called her up and I asked her, do they offer any business programs there? And that's where I learned that UTech had a program that you do 2 years at Brownstone Community College and then the other 2 years in Kingston. So I said,
Right.
okay. Right. So I was living with another uncle because I've lived all over Jamaica. I was
Mm-hmm.
living with another uncle now in Laughlands. Same
Center.
place in
Okay.
Center.
Honorable, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yes. And where I was living, up that side you call it Chester when you turn off. So where I
Mm-hmm.
was living, there was a church below where my uncle's house was.
Mm-hmm.
And that church was run by Pastor Simmons. That's Mary
Oh,
Simmons' husband.
that's
And then I learned that,
Spicy Grove Church.
yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. All
Yes,
right.
sir. So you know a place.
Yes.
So that church was being run by her that family. So
Mm-hmm.
I learned that she was the vice principal at Brownstone Community College. So I took up my phone and I called, "Hello, Mrs. Simmons. This is Nordy Barrett. I live above your church. I am interested in the UTech program." She said, "Okay. Have you applied?" Not as yet. So she allowed me to make my friend take my application in for me. When she took the application in,
Mm-hmm.
she spoke back to me. "Do you know what the Brownstone Community College uniform looks like?" I'm like, "Yes." "Don't make it too short or tight." I'm like, "Okay." So that was when I knew that I was accepted. But
Right.
then I still wasn't sure because I was called to come in to do an interview. And I'm like, "Okay, so if I was accepted, why am I still doing an interview?"
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, I went and I got a space in the program. And the rest of getting in is history.
Wow. So
Going
Mary,
into,
so Mrs. Simmons was instrumental in you getting into Brownstone come college.
Put
yes,
that,
yes.
put that chat. The audience flat tonight. Oh, nobody not talk tonight. Only quiet. So
You think them a listen, man, them a soak up Narda's
put a
story.
chat about if you're in the group and you attended Brownstone Community College
Mm-hmm.
or St. Hilda's. Put a chat. Put
Something.
where you're coming from tonight. And like I said, we have some digital credits that we're giving away this evening and 2 Starbucks gift cards.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Yeah, man. So,
you went to come
um,
see and then
right.
that
So,
proposed you tech.
right. So prior to going to come see, my first job was selling newspaper at a Texaco gas station in Ocho Rios.
Mm-hmm.
And then the owner, Mr. Patrick Chung at the time, he looked at my CSEC results and he came to me and he said to me, "You seem to have some use as it relates to accounting." I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yes, all right, I can show you how to carry out some of these functions." So I would sell newspapers in the daytime, and in the evenings, as a second job, I would do some bookkeeping work. And this was for 7 days for the week, day and night, for 1 full year, from 2001 until 2002, just before I entered com college. In
Mm.
fact, I started working at that organization 9/11.
Oh, September 9/11.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can remember a day or two after starting there, it was this commotion about 9/11. So yeah, back that time.
Long time.
So um when I started college now, Mr. Chung was quite nice. They allowed me to do some night work. So when I got to school in the daytime, I was exhausted.
Right.
So Mrs. Simmons was quite nice. She told the nurse to just reserve one of those beds. If she comes inside, please allow her to get some rest in the daytime. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Simmons, big up yourself.
And if she's
Yeah,
watching,
so
Mrs. Simmons, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Mrs. Simmons.
so this is how I actually got a chance to balance
Everything.
school and balance work.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of challenges though, because at this time now I was living with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, let me tell you about saving to go to school. You feel rich when the first September come. You
Mm-hmm.
pay school fee, you buy 2 book,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 months gone and you're poor as hell. You can't find dollar.
Uh-huh.
That happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So the friend that I was living with, when it got to November, she said, "Listen, you have to leave
Oh.
because you're not contributing." And guess what? The school nurse now, because I would have been hanging at the nurse's station getting some sleep, the school nurse became aware of it and she brought me home one evening and sat down everybody and talked to them. And I spent my entire duration living with them going to university.
So
That's from,
them people you call godsend, you know.
yes, man.
Money.
Yeah,
Godsend.
top ratings we still have for them.
Mm-hmm.
Top ratings.
And
And
so you stopped there. You went there. You got a degree at ComC
no,
at
UTech.
UTech at
Yeah,
UTech, and you still never stopped because you're very ambitious. You went on to do
right. So
else.
the plan though, when I went to come see, the plan was to spend 2 years, go look at work, and
Mm-hmm.
then go back to UTech to spend the next 2 years.
Right.
Again came Mrs. Simmons.
Oh.
I noticed that your name is not on the list of students that are interviewing to go to year 3 at UTech scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
No, Mrs. Simmons, ensure that you're present tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that was what propelled me on to year 3. I never had to stop. So
Wow.
between the support of the scholarship and the support of my family friends, those friends that I was living with that are like real family, mama, papa,
Mm.
Christine, you name it, real family,
Right.
first class family. When I returned from UTech for weekends or so, I would get chicken from country, yam, all kind of stuff from country. May I get Milo and all these things. I was never in luck. I was
Mm-hmm.
never in luck going to UTech. I always had. And I always had because they ensured that I had. And I
Right.
also never had to work at the time, try to work and balance things while I was studying. So the last 3 years of the 4 year program, I really just focused on studies. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, you're not living with family, so you're still working things out in your head. How do you pay the next dorm fee? How do I
Right.
pay the next tuition? Right. So I am always there
Right.
trying to be
Hold on, Consular Queen. Anybody in the audience, type if you've kind of been in this situation. You're kind of going
Yeah,
through
man,
and
I
trying
see.
to
I see
figure out
Melissa. She put a look at tear eye,
with
so she
our
know exactly what
tears.
not
Yeah.
to
Who else agree that you've kind of gone through this kind of experience? If you have questions for the Consular Queen, guys, go ahead and type. We don't want to
Yeah.
dead
And we're gonna
chat.
get into the concealer part, but we just like to get in everybody business when
We
it
like to start in a people business first. We're
yeah,
here.
because at the end of the day too, we are giving information, but we also want to inspire and we want people to
Exactly.
know that listen, and that's I've always said. When you see people, no bad mind people, you don't know what people
No,
go
because you
through.
don't know what people
Because
have
who would
gone
know
through.
that Nadia, probably would have gone through all of these challenges.
Mhm,
You see her
mhm,
and she look nice now. She in her nice
mhm.
glasses. She well brace up and everything.
True. See, Nadia Parkinson said,
You didn't
Nadia
know, right?
Nadia Parkinson said true. Melissa Campbell put that. Put guys, put in the chat, true that or hi. Thank you so much.
Right,
Put in the chat where in Jamaica you're from. And if you attended high school or university in Jamaica, drop it in the chat. Like we hear
right.
you.
Right. I know where you go, where you come from, and when you have a home
Yes.
to support, that helps. Big up, and
Big up.
respect. Exactly.
Thank you,
Definitely.
Melissa.
And one of the things
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate, like I appreciate, because I myself would have gone through similar struggles. So I appreciate that you're mentioning names. I remember names, and you're giving them their roses while they're here. Love that, and I wish more people would do that. Because like you, Danny, miss a fish stick for you. Can remember you talk you
Minister talk about Mr. Fish.
yes, and she wanted to be a lawyer, and that
Yes.
really
Cute.
molded her. But Nadia, so you went to UTech and you were what did you do your degree in?
I did my degree in marketing and international business. That's weird and strange, right?
Right.
Because I am better at numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I would listen to people talk and learn that if you do numbers, you're going to stuck at a table. And
Right.
I didn't think I had that personality to just sit at a desk just calculating. And of course, I went into marketing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't love reading.
Mm-hmm.
I am not even sure how I got here, but reading is not my favorite thing to do.
Right.
Yeah. I read out of necessity, and I also read out of wanting to know more. So if what I'm dealing with now
Mm-hmm.
requires me to go find out something, I'm big on research.
Right.
I'm not a reader, but I'm big on research. Don't try to help me. Let me tell you if it's mutually exclusive, but I'm big on research,
All
and
right.
I don't like reading. But yeah.
We hear you. We
So
hear you.
a key thing. I'm the eldest sibling.
Okay.
So on my mother's side, I'm the first of five, and on my father's side, I'm the first of three.
Okay.
I At the back end of high school, I felt mental pressure,
Mm-hmm.
particularly to move forward into tertiary, because I always thought that if I made the wrong move, then my siblings may fall over the same pothole, and I didn't want that
Happen.
to happen. Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't want that to happen. And I've seen where it helped, because
Right.
persons coming up behind me did got themselves educated as well.
Mhm. And I'm sure
Yeah.
the process that you went through that would have concretized who you are, concretized your
Is
personality.
that a new word tonight?
You know
I'm
what?
here that
Yeah.
word. You know me here to concretize already. I like that tell you. We
But
use
I'm sure that
concretize
would
big
have
time.
I'm sure that would have concretized your passion, and
Yeah.
the passion kind of roll off to the younger brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Yeah.
To really just stay focused. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you,
Because my biggest passion though,
Consular Queen, do you know? Oh, hi. So you love the word bad, concretize. Can you use it?
Good.
Will you in an immigration corner? Consular Queen, do you know Carrie Ann Darling married it? She's a
Yeah,
past
she's a
student
past
of
student of
Brownstown.
Bronson Community
You
College.
know her?
I
She probably don't remember the name.
Carrie Ann Darling Meredith.
What year you went to Brownstown College, Carrie Ann?
Carrie Ann, point out what year you went. What about Tiffany? What's ORHS?
Ocherous High School.
Oh, she's Ultra Product. So me a
Mhm.
FHS, Ferncourt High School.
H.
And
hey,
you're St.
Yeah,
Hilda's High School. So yeah,
right.
yeah. No,
SH.
no, 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 no. You have gotten that incorrect. It's St. Hilda's Diocesan High
Diocesan
School.
High School. So
So
Oh,
it's SH,
SHDHS.
yes, Diocesan High School.
all right.
Yeah, I remember my cousin
Very
went to Ferncourt.
particular. Yeah.
Very, mhm.
Hmm.
Oh yes. Yes. At St. Hilda's, things were very particular. You were taught to be ladies.
Hmm.
Yeah, ladies.
But
Everything
St.
was
Hilda's
about
girls,
ladies.
who know what some of the baddest gal them when me that go Ferncourt? St. Hilda's girls. We call them
Oh no, 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 no. St.
they
Hilda's
were
ladies. St. Hilda's ladies.
St.
St.
Hilda's
Hilda's ladies.
they were we call it snake under grass.
Hmm.
No, we were ladies. Yeah.
Lady snakes under grass. Melissa went to FHS.
Oh,
Labor Winkett, Melissa. What was your thing, Consular Queen? Your
oh no, but that with me because me have to go make up one now.
Labor Winkett. What was yours?
Mine?
I have no Latin word for in the school.
And you know, me did say from
Or I think it's Aware of Guardian sing something
Something
of
like
this
that.
sort.
Yeah.
yeah.
Lord, I hope I don't embarrass my people.
Ours was Labor Winkett, which was work hard.
Uh-huh.
Darren, what was about not?
Nobody has stressed me out. Come here, go make it up. It's excellencia de gola.
And it was in Latin, right?
No, no, go say English. It did it. Excellence the goal. I make it up.
Oh, I said Pop
I
Story. Labor conquers. Melissa, no, Labor Winkit. LABORVINCIT.
Uh-huh.
Work hard.
mm-hmm.
And I said, Pop Tour, tell me about the purple school ladies then.
Hey,
Guys, if you're
Yeah.
joining us, it's Immigration Corner. We have with us the Consular Queen this evening. She's sharing us a little bit of information about herself, and then we're going to go into some consular stuff.
Mhm.
Ora et labor. So I work every hour of the day. Thank you, Carrie Ann. She says
All
ora
the
et
way.
labor.
All right. So Nadia, so we fast forward, and I mean, you would have completed and really work. And how do you give back? How do you have you given your
Darren,
how do you give back in your
I
community?
kind of, my purpose is simple,
Mm-hmm.
and my purpose is simple. I have two purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One is to live, and the other one is to touch lives.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. And I believe as much as I can, I try to ensure that happens.
Right.
In some cases, it takes place tangible.
Mm-hmm.
In other cases, it's non-tangible,
Right.
intangible. And what I sometimes find, even persons in immigration, they will reach out not necessarily for my services,
Mm-hmm.
but just sometimes to get to a place of mental wellness.
Right.
So whilst I'm not a psychologist, I can motivate someone and help them to
Right.
Of
feel a
course.
little better about today.
Of course,
You
because
know,
you have
and
the experience, you went through it, you know, you have the know-how. So
Mm-hmm.
then,
yeah,
who best to kind of walk people through it and let them know that listen, it is going to be okay.
yeah,
So
and I love to support schools.
you support
Like if
school.
you're a student, you'll get my support. Don't ask me to buy your kid a cake for a
Mm-hmm.
birthday or a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can get the laptop because it's needed for school. You can get books because it's needed
Mm-hmm.
for school. You can get assistance with school fee because it's needed for school.
Yeah.
And I also believe that seeds like that sown
Mm-hmm.
actually grow.
Right.
You won't necessarily see the blossom now, but 10 years, 20 years down the line,
Mm-hmm.
it will happen. When you give them a cake, it ends on that night.
Right.
And then a new birthday come and they need another cake and it ends on that night again.
So
I
that's
want to give more of a lifetime impact.
mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes
Excellent.
sense. I
Excellent. Excellent.
agree.
And I
I
mean,
agree. Thumbs up.
that's a
Thumbs
call
up.
to action too for parents who are watching.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, yeah, we know the cake and all of the niceness, and the niceness is important. But if you can put something more than the cake, something that will, last with them. If you can buy them a book so that them can learn to read, or put the money on them school fee, um,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of a stuff. That's what you call prioritize, right? So you want to make sure that that's a call to action. Consular Queen, very important. Parents prioritize on your children. If you're a godfather, godmother, prioritize too and help accordingly. Um, see,
Like
Melissa,
say,
just
lick something in our head, Queen.
excellent, excellent. See,
But say, just lick something in my
yeah,
head.
as a teacher, I know at as a teacher, as a trained teacher, I was
Mhm.
taught never to take anything for granted, and so sometimes, like even reiterating these things, saying it again so that people know, because sometimes I think people know and they really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they know and they want a little push or a little, not
Reminder.
reminder um
Mm-hmm.
to get things done. So very good point there, Nordia. So fast forward to um the your story and how you used your story, your immigration, the expedite piece, because we're talking about expedite. And so for those who are watching, we're talking to Nordia Barrett, the consular queen, and consular simply mean embassy, right? Consular sound
Anything to do with the
anything
embassy.
with the embassy, right? So if you need a B1, B2 visa, any visa you want, you have to go through you have to go up at the embassy. Nordia
Yes.
is the individual to talk to. So Nordia, you didn't expedite when you're supposed to come, because you're saying you really was supposed to be here 2023, but you come
Right.
before.
Yeah.
So tell me how that work. Walk us through, because I know people are listening, and share this
Mhm.
live, because a lot of people sometimes you file for your husband, you file for your wife, you file for the children, your parents, and the case is just there, and you're not hearing anything. And especially since COVID, council, you can confirm as well. Since COVID, there's
Oh
been a
yeah.
backlog with cases and just things moving forward. So tell us about your process, what that was like, and then we'll see if we can throw in two questions. And people, if you have questions as well, please put them in the chat. We want to answer, and we want you to be in the know and to be aware. So now they walk us through that process. Cause me not understand. You have somebody work up at embassy. You get cause that if you come 2023, or you come before 2023.
All right. So, Darren, the
Mm-hmm.
first disclaimer is this: my weight was not focused on, and it was not focused on because I was very ill.
Mm-hmm.
And for the duration of my waiting, I did 4 major surgeries.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did 4 major surgeries. So the focus was never, yeah, I need to come, I need to get here. That's the final thing that needs to happen. But the
Mm-hmm.
focus was more on me getting well. So
Right.
as soon as I did like the fourth surgery now and everything now good and dandy, I was fine. My focus was no longer about me being ill, being hospitalized and all of that. The focus actually changed. It
Right.
shifted. I was more cognizant of the fact that I had this immigration process going on and it needs to end now. I also grew frustrated with my job and I wanted to make a change. And I remember I started journaling as well as things started to approach. I started to journal and I wrote in the journal that I needed to either be at the new job or be here, but
Mm.
ultimately I want to be here.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So I got documentarily qualified in March, the back end of March.
Wait,
All right.
back
So
up.
break that down, cause
You don't know
anything
what
when
that mean.
you
Our
break that
audience.
I'll tell you.
So
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
break
for
it
those
down.
that are listening in, we're talking about the piece of the immigration that occurs outside of the United States, meaning something has happened at a U.S. embassy or a U.S. consulate overseas. Nothing has happened. Everything has happened here that needs to happen. So if you've been
Mhm.
following Immigration Corner, somebody filed a petition done, it approved, and everything now needs to happen outside of the country. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Consulate.
Right. Mhm.
Right. So becoming documentarily qualified at the National Visa Center meant that you're now just in line waiting for an interview, your final interview to complete the process.
Mhm.
But we cannot forget COVID-19. So I understand that pre-COVID, within a 60-day period,
Mhm.
somebody being petitioned for, like myself, would have gotten an interview within 60 days.
Right.
That is no longer due to the backlog, right?
Oh. Mhm.
So I started to do my homework.
Mhm.
I started to do my homework and do the big thing that I love, research.
Right.
Mhm.
So I consulted some immigration attorneys,
Mhm.
and Darren, me have to tell you big up in the process, all right? So I said, Darren, listen now, I need to talk to an attorney.
Right.
And he said, I don't know if Diane will talk to you, but you can talk to her. And
Yeah.
of course, Diane and I spoke
Mhm.
for about an hour.
Mhm.
How impressed I was, I actually had that written down in my journal.
Right.
Like, Darren made me speak to his attorney friend, and she actually spoke to me for this duration of time. And an attorney charges for every word that comes out of their mouth. So I was so grateful for that
Mm.
piece of blessing because I saw it as a big thing in the process.
Right.
But I'm not sure if I wasn't probably communicating clearly,
Mhm.
but none of the attorneys that I spoke with could see me getting here sooner using my current situation at the time.
Mhm.
So I decided to attempt by myself. And of course, the entire process took about
I
21 days to
I
complete.
think I so let me tell you with most of this process with expediting, it's a very when attorneys take it on, we're going to charge a lot of money.
Right.
And so because of that, a lot of attorneys, when it comes to consular stuff, guys, listening, this is why you need the consular queen. A lot of attorneys is going to attach a very high price tag onto expedite and working with the consulates. So you really need the consular queen in your corner. And I want you to
Right.
all stop what you're doing and start to pay attention to what she's about to tell you, because it's a very important a trick. Are we gonna call it a trick? A trick or a
Um,
sauce?
one
Secret
final
sauce.
word for it.
Secret
Right.
sauce. When you go to attorney and tell attorney to expedite, them going go run
Oh,
around the
it's not.
corner because them no want tell you the $3,000, $4,000 bill. So listen to
Mm-hmm.
what the consular queen is about to tell you, please.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What is consular queen?
So of course, yeah, my process ended within 21 days. And I believe, I don't want to tell any lies here. I think when I got here, I reached out to Dione. I didn't call. I think I sent a text message to say I am here, because I had made a promise that if I was able to break this code, then I would have communicated back to you.
Right.
So of course, in my excitement when I got here now and how the process worked out for me, I started to do it for fun, for people, like everything and everybody, that any moving object that
Mm-hmm.
reaches out and say, boy, this is Mr. Would you mind me looking at your case? Um, you may very well be qualified for an expedite.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to do this for you? And listen, I've gotten so good at this thing that when
Mm-hmm.
I started to charge, I told people that they pay me upon approval.
Because you were so
Mm-hmm.
confident in your abilities.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, they pay me upon approval. So after everything, and of course this process can take up to 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but I have been privileged to get them back within 3 days,
Wow.
to get a response within 3 days. Once done properly, it doesn't take a long time. And I've gotten back in overnight as well. So I send it off Sunday night, and Monday morning there is a response. So it depends on the situation
And now they're
at
showing
hand.
anybody up there because me
Me
really
tell her say somebody up there. Ask her what me tell her this morning. Me
who
tell
up
her say,
there?
we're talking about
Anybody up
expediting
there?
your cases. We're talking about expediting your cases out of the consular. If you have a
Right.
case in any consular, Jamaica,
Embassy.
Trinidad, what other country they
Anyway,
name number two country?
the triangle country,
Anyway,
Dominica Republic. Anyway, tell
Yeah.
us. Anyway,
anyway, you're
Barbados.
talking to the
Where
consular
there?
queen.
You're
Let me
talking
tell
to
you something. A couple of weeks ago, somebody called me and said, "Oh, I need so and so out by December 6th." The person give me the deadline, December 6th. Hey, listen, if you tell her the price, it's gonna be a
Mhm.
whole lot of money, but me know
Mhm.
somebody. I got consular queen on the phone. What date is today?
Today
Today
is
is the
the
7th.
right.
The people arrived here December 5th.
Oh, and that was by choice, because they could have been here
I
a
think
week
I've been here
before.
before. That was by choice. So if you have a case, guys, that has been approved and it's sitting at the NVC, as a matter of fact, no matter where your case, if you want your case to hurry up, you need to call Consular
Needs to
Queen.
reach out to
Consular Queen, can
consular
you
queen.
please drop
And
the link? We need to drop a link on how they can book or how they
a
can
chat
talk to
for
her
her.
in the chat,
Right.
please.
Right.
Aisha
And then
Lawrence
also
Um,
we have
needs
some
help.
before we continue, there are some questions. I see Shanice, you're
Oh,
saying
there's
how long
questions.
does it
I'm
normally
sorry.
take when parents file for their kids? And Aisha is saying, I think I need some help. So parents filing for their kids.
I think we
Diani?
don't need, when we have the consular queen in the midst, we don't need time frame. If you file and you'd like your case to be expedited, consular queen can expedite it for you
Right.
yeah, and it can be done at whatever stage.
at any stage. It doesn't matter the stage. Consular queen can expedite. So if you have your kids, you can book a chat with her and she'll kind of walk you through what it's like. And all expedite meaning a shortcut. Don't hurry up.
That's it.
Yeah.
Push it
Hurry.
up.
No, we got all right. Let me explain and expedite for them. So you go to the bank, you go to NCB, and you're
Mhm.
number 100 in the line. And then you meet the security and you give him $20. Him say, don't worry yourself. You become number 5 in the line.
Yeah. That's all it is. Except with
Yeah.
immigration, consular queen swears she don't know nobody at town. Me tell her say she
And
knows. When me tell her say this man, when me call her and tell her say, yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
there's somebody down there.
Can I swear?
Oh, sure.
She said, Councillor Queen, have man work at embassy. Because nobody can get dates and she get dates. She convinced me. She said, "No, Miss D, me not have nobody up there." She said Debbie
Right.
said she likes the explanation.
Debbie said she
Me
like
ask
that
her,
explanation.
I said, "Oh, you know, work at embassy at town, make you can just make things happen." So Consular Queen, do you do other countries or only Jamaica?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
the whole Caribbean.
What about Europe,
Canada.
It
What about
depends.
Canada?
Oh, Panama, definitely. But Europe, it depends.
mm-hmm.
I would have to look at the particular
Case?
country, their requirements. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea, guys,
Yeah.
go ahead, Consular Queen. I'm sorry.
But for sure, they as it relates to expedite, it can happen for any country. I thought we are looking at the non-immigrants.
Oh,
No
okay.
man, it's about the
Yeah,
No,
expedite.
no,
Who do
expedite
you
any
work with?
country.
any
Who do you
Any
work
country.
country. They just need to want to come to the United States.
So formal appeal, guys, to those who are watching and share this. If you
Tell your
file for
friend.
smutty, if you file for smutty, may I break it down in the simplest term. You file for smutty and the filing not take long, reach out to the consular queen. She has the remedy for that to make it not bother long and it go through quick. When you hear, reach out to the consular queen. So Nadia, so you did the expedite, and after you did the
Mm-hmm,
expedite, they approved it. And
mm-hmm.
did you come to America the same time? What did you do after that?
Within 21 days of the approval, my medical, my interview, everything was over. My passport was given back.
Mm-hmm.
One interesting thing though, I remember when I collected my passport on the Monday. I don't remember the Monday was what date, but I traveled on May 13th,
Mm-hmm.
and I was being convinced to travel on the 12th. So I wasn't comfortable with traveling on the 12th. I'm not sure why. But anyhow, the airport was locked down on the 12th.
Oh,
So those persons that tried to come out on the 12th got stuck. And of course, you know that your priority if you book on the 13th. So
right.
I had absolutely no hiccups.
Mm-hmm.
No
So it
hiccups.
just work out.
But
So Diana, you're muted. So now you talk about the medical and all of those things.
mhm.
How much did the medical cost? What's that process like?
All right. So the medical is according to your age.
Mm-hmm.
A kid under 14 is about 10,590. But remember now, if persons are not vaxxed up, then they'll be paying for the additional
And
vaccines.
pause. And on that note, that's why I always tell Sister Cindy the other day. Them call me. Me say, all right, send Sister Cindy go to the local clinic. If you know you're the pan filing, your son a file for you, your
Get
daughter file for you,
vaccinated.
whoever file. Go to the local clinic. Tell them you want to get those vaccines.
All
Because
your
some
shots and
people,
or get a history of your vaccination
yeah, them
record.
never them in them long time days. The more senior folks
Them
didn't
not
wouldn't
have
have the
nothing
knowledge
done.
that the U.S. government requires. So while you're waiting, because it's going to be cheaper, I imagine, go to the local clinic, tell them, say, somebody a file for you, even if you don't want to tell them your business. So me might go foreign soon and me need to get them vaccine
Vaccine, yeah.
get them in
Yeah.
advance. So now that it depends on the age
Yes,
and so children, there's a
r-
different cost.
right. And
Children,
about under 30,000 for an adult.
where is this done? Is this a specific
Oh,
location?
yes, man. It's at Andrews Memorial Hospital, but that's a subsection that is contracted out to the embassy.
Okay,
So right, so that's not mixed with the general hospital.
hospital per se.
Um, as we speak of vaccines, what I would like to point out is it's important to go on Andrew's site to look at the vaccines that are necessary, because if you go to your local clinic, you can be told that you're fine, but then there are vaccines that the United States require.
Mm-hmm.
So you will have on your card varicella written on it, but you don't get varicella unless you're migrating. So if you don't communicate your migration, you may never get that. Tdap is one that you don't get at our local clinics.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go onto Andrews Memorial site, and even drop them an email so that you can know what you may need, because some of the vaccines are according to age. And if you
Mm-hmm.
get to a certain age, older than a certain age,
Mm-hmm.
you really don't need those vaccines again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's important to get that information solidified to your age, and right, whether it's an adult or a child.
All right. So
Um
I'm gonna pause and go forward, go back a little. I'm gonna rewind a little. So when you did all of that, you did the medical, you went to the interview. What was the interview
Let's
like
we
for
ask if
those?
there are any questions from anyone in the chat.
I
Post
think
some
people are
questions for the
listening.
consular queen.
Right, I see Ojai saying, sicky smile them times that had the money. Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't? Look at money, right? Who wouldn't smile? Right. But I think people are
yeah.
really they're really
They're
soaking
really
the
into it tonight. Yes.
So Nadia, what was the interview process like? I,
The process was simple. It
mhm,
was a simple process, but the easiest way to explain it is that you get in a non-immigrant you get about 30 seconds. In the immigrant, you can get 10 minutes, you can get 20 minutes. It depends on
mhm,
what it is. What's the probing question? What do they desire to look at? So your process, your time with the consular officer is much longer, because now remember,
Mhm.
this is a lifetime decision now. You're
mhm.
Mhm.
not a visitor. You're coming to live, right?
Permanent.
Right.
Right. And we need
Mhm,
to make sure that this is an upstanding person that we really desire to have in
okay.
our country. That's basically how they're looking at it.
Okay.
Um, of course, they can never ever cut out questions, as more and more they are looking for fraud.
Mhm,
So you may be asked probing questions like, if you're under the F1 category being filed for by, let's say, a grandparent is filing for your father and you are following, right? You're not supposed to be married in order for you to continue on that process. So they will ask you the question at the interview, are you married? And once your answer is yes, that is through the window, through the door. You'll be encouraged to try to apply for a non-immigrant visa to
Or actually,
visit
no,
as a tourist.
what they'll do, they'll move into a different, because the family first preference, that's F1. And that is a
It,
mhm.
good point. That is a very good point
So so
you're
so so
making.
so, so, so the
If you
point.
know that, if you know
Go ahead.
that's a really good point. If you know that you're married, and when the paperwork started, you started as a family first preference, and you know you got married, you get bumped down the list. So you can literally notify the consular, which a lot of people don't do. Some people lie.
and that's how they get bombed,
And
some of
then
them.
later on, I'll see you in deportation. I have a lot of cases like those where they lie about the fact they were not married, and then they go to naturalize, or something happens, right? And it comes out later. And I think immigration here is getting slick. I don't know if they're communicating with Jamaica or what, but I've seen cases where they present the marriage certificate at like a naturalization interview. Like, wait a minute, you came on this
What's
family first preference, and they'll quote, I think it's under like section 204A or something. So the visa, everything that happens at the consulate comes back to haunt you later.
Yeah.
Whatever you
If
say
not done
and
right.
do, if it's not done, even if it's not done correctly, it will haunt you. So if you're gonna go lie, say you never married, it'll come back later.
And that is why I always say to people, when I deal with immigration, just talk the
Tell them
truth,
the
because
truth and
your
make them make a decision upon the
come back.
truth.
Tell them the
You
truth.
don't have to
That
hide the
line
story.
is going to come back. So they say, what if you get married after the process started?
You
No,
need to
all
let
right.
them
So you
know
see,
they'll
the
move it
important
into a
thing is
different.
communication. Right.
Tell
Yes,
them.
yes, Diana. The important thing is communication. There was just a case last Monday,
Mhm.
and it was at the window that she communicated that yes, I'm married, and she was just simply told to get a non-immigrant visa and visit as a tourist. I believe communicating that before then would have could have done something. It could have
Bumped
been
her to
remedied.
It could
Yeah,
bump they bump you to another
So, so,
category. All
so,
you do
so
is
yeah.
and when you
get
said they told her to get the non-immigrant visa, she go over the next window go get it, or she have to go apply all over again?
No, no, she has to go back and apply at some time in the future.
You can imagine she give
or
her everything, she go far and she
or
get her
tell
visa,
her.
everything and go up
What I
and
would do is advise her to consular to have them bump her to the other category where she goes back into the line and wait. That's
right.
what we do with our clients that get married while the application is pending. Just
And,
go back
and,
in a line, change the category, and go wait.
and you know what dropping in my spirit too? Yeah, well, I'm not
Mm-mm.
church, but you were dropping in my spirit too. Because me know sometime, you want to live your lives. But if you know, say, mommy or somebody a file for you,
Just don't
and
get married. Wait,
eventually, just wait. Yeah, just wait. Just make that process go through, and then go on. Because at the end of the day, whomever you are,
wait.
if I love, just wait, because they're gonna be there just the same. So you just
Mhm.
wait because after wait 5, 7 years to get up to this point, and then you run go get married right in a December,
When the
November,
paper
yeah. So
ready to
you have
come.
December. You wanna now go
Somebody
separate.
needs somebody needs a contact for consular queen. Miss Aisha Lawrence Reed is asking for the contact
What's
for
the number
Oh,
to
you
consular.
send
can
to?
drop it in it, Darren. That's
Uh-huh. 470.
470-593-8448.
All right, you have it. So 470-593-8448.
Yeah.
So what if you're
And I
engaged?
also
Engaged or married,
posted it.
Melissa?
No,
Engaged or
engage is not married.
so you're still
You don't have
single?
a marriage certificate, then yeah.
Which kind of concludes my point. Just engage then. If you know well I'm married, just engage.
Leader said no, do nothing at all. Wait, go straight. Make the man come or the woman come. Just the one entry, and don't even get married after you get your paperwork.
I had a case. I
Enter
worked
first, and then go back home, go married.
some clients with
Yes.
Diani and Nordia. And this client was waiting for probably about 8 years.
Mm.
On his thing. The official the interview notice and everything came like this week and then get married last week. And then
Huh?
they were literally crying. Mr. Why you never wait? Why you never reach out to somebody or something? Let
They,
them guide because
they thought they weren't gonna get through again,
yeah. And I mean, they're like, what's next? Oh, you're gonna have to tell them the truth.
and you just
When you
keep
go to the
waiting.
interview, you're gonna have to tell them the truth, and all they're gonna do is bump you back. So, people, if you are doing your somebody's processing for you or putting in the paperwork for you, and you have the intention to get married,
Mm-hmm.
know that that marriage will put you in a different category, and it's important that you kind of prioritize. Yes, me not tell if you put your life on hold or put your
Yes,
loved
put your
one
life
on
on
hold.
hold if you want to come.
But I mean, if you want good,
If you want to
you
come,
know,
put your life on hold, make the person
you have
wait.
to do what you have to do to make it work. Just wait. Just let them
And
wait.
y'all got to stop the lies. Do not lie and say you're not married.
Right. Right.
Please. It's gonna come out. It's
Big,
going
big
to come
problem.
out.
I
Right.
tell people to handle.
Every single thing too, because don't trust me, every single thing that you go to that glass window and tell them, it's
It's being
recorded,
documented.
documented, and it's on their system. So when I'm going and type in Diana Winter Fund, oh, Diana, you came here when your head did dry, and you said
Mm-hmm.
this, or you
I
said
had
that,
no wit.
and your head no wet. So what go on, right? They'll do it. So Nadia, the very good point that you kind of segued us into. So you got your visa after you got the visa. How long did you wait to get that visa in your book?
I think it took 14 days
14 days.
because they waited on Andrews to send over the medical, and then yeah. So it took about 14 days.
Yes. And then
Something I need to point out.
mhm,
If you're going to do expedited processing at the NVC stage,
mhm,
be ready.
mhm.
Be ready.
I
Because
love that.
Yeah.
And when you
When
say
the
be ready,
embassy,
what are you telling them to do?
when the embassy reaches out, right? It could be via email, it could be a phone call,
Mhm.
because we say that it's urgent. And if it's urgent, they are going to move. Right.
Right.
So when they take up the phone and they say, Mr. Johnson, today's what, Wednesday?
Mhm.
Can you come in on Friday for an interview? Can you come in on Monday for an interview? The interview is going to be very close to the time that you are
I love that.
So I
being
guess
called. Yeah.
being ready means put out the money for the medical.
Put on the money for everything.
Have
Okay.
your documents
Yeah.
ready. Everything ready.
Take all the vaccines. Ensure that the documents from overseas reach you already. That is, if you will need any original documents from overseas.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Make sure that you have them, because when they reach out to you, and if you have anything outstanding, they will slap some time on, because they're going to say to you, okay, so you ask us to be urgent with your situation,
And you
but you're
never
not
ready.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you
Mm-hmm.
can sit down 3 weeks over there, so until I'm ready again.
Right.
Mhm.
And that 3 weeks does
And
make a
that's a
difference.
waste of the
Yeah.
expedite that they've paid you for.
Right.
Not exactly, because if you shave off a year and you spend 5 weeks, that's nothing.
Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
5. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's
Okay.
nothing. But
So make sure you're
you could
ready.
have been
Words to the
out of the
wise.
system, and we back up the system by not being ready also. Because when Andrews have to wait on you to take in something from your doctor to say that you had blood pressure issues, when you could have had that little letter with you that you
Mm-hmm.
had blood pressure problems, the medications that you're taking for it, you just give it to them. When they're finished, they will send your medical over to the embassy. Now
Mm-hmm.
they'll have to call you to tell you to find your physician to get that document to take back to them. So people need to be ready for all these
Right.
things that are going to be upcoming. You're
Right.
not going to get 2 months or 6 weeks like a person in regular processing. When they get an interview, don't even call them. They just send the email,
Right.
because they know somewhere within the 6 to 2 months they'll see the email. For an expedite, they send you an email, they call you. Can you? And you don't want to tell them, oh no, it's December, we can't do it January. Then that was not an expedite then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was
Okay.
not an expedite.
Sounds good. So now then let's shift gears a bit and talk about the people who want to go for their visitors visa, because I mean, and for those who are listening, the consular queen, we work closely together. So most of those B1, the post that I made was me I go help 20 people. Really and truly, me not have the time for sit down over the application. So 9 out of 10 times when they come, Norda is the person who deals with it. And so sometimes you'll hear me say, my partner or my associate, she'll reach out to you. This is the person I'm talking about.
And
So
her number, wait, her number's in the chat. 470
470
five
593
nine three 8448. Call her a morning after 10
if you're
o'clock. If you need to set up, if you need to get any expedite or
right,
anything done with your case. And now, Professor Johnson, we're going to move into the visitor's visa.
right,
So if you're living in the States and you want somebody to come see you in the next 6 months or so, you need to make an appointment with Consular Queen as well.
right. So a lot of people come to me for their visitors visa, and you've been quite instrumental in getting the approvals to, and just getting dates. And so we've been appealing to people. We've been saying, listen, just book the date. Walk us through that process, and
All right.
so
So
I guess just reassure them that yes, dates are there, and them can go for them interview.
okay. So as it relates to dates, there are some narratives going around that there are no dates until 2024. Debunk that. It's not true.
Hmm.
It's not true. Um, and it's particularly not true because the embassy states that you have 365 days to use up that money that you have paid for the application. So if
Hmm.
it goes to 366, you can. So if you book now and you get 2024, that's simply not that's
Correct.
not possible.
Right.
All right. At this time, I can tell you that appointments are in October 2023. I'm not looking at the site now, but I can tell you. However, from time to time, they do open slots. And Darren can attest to that, and there are applicants that can attest to that because I've done them all the way up to September. And I don't have anybody past February now.
Look at that.
So,
Everybody
right,
move up.
right.
So you can.
I can remember a recent applicant. I believe, Dion, were you on the phone with me? I don't remember. But I reassured the applicant that it was September 2023 that is available, but they can prepare for a sooner date as I will be looking out. And of course, that person was able to get December.
Oh, I was on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when me ask you, say, which man you have work at embassy. No, for real,
Yeah.
guys. If you have any
Yeah.
family members that is interested in traveling to the United States on a visitor's visa,
Mm-hmm.
give them a little chance. Make them go to embassy at least even one time.
Right.
Right? Make them go try. If you have a graduation coming up, a birthday or anything, or high needs to be
Six.
in at 20.
Then
Darren,
look how long that 20, how long that 20 quadruple up.
make it to
Gone up
21. I include him
time.
now.
20 what 20, but me gone over 20 long time, right, Consular Queen?
Oh,
Oh, we
Okay.
have long past 20, Darren.
And I
then
would have
can't
said that
include.
you know what, just join, just come.
Okay. Oh, hi. Just join and come. We have space
Yeah,
for you.
come. We have
Guys,
space.
if you're interested in a visitor's visa, let's see you put that information in the chat.
Right. If
If that
you
is
want a
something you're
visitor's
interested
visa,
in.
you need the visa to come America. And even if you get denied before, one of the good things, so because I'm seen to working with the consular queen, a lot of people would have gotten denials before, and she will do what she needs to do and work it, and them get it, them get the
Mhm.
visa. So I mean, the consular queen, disclaimer: the consular queen is not giving out visas, but the consular
Thank
queen
you.
is really working hard. She
She
looked through
understand and she understands the
and she
system. She
understands the system.
understands.
So with that understanding, she's able to guide you accordingly. So when time comes to go for your interview, you're prepared, your application is well prepared. Because again, 9 out of 10 times, consular queen, I know the officers are asking exactly what you put on that DS 260 form, right? All the demographics, who you're going to in America, etc., etc. So for those who are interested, I know people have been reaching out. Reach out. Let us work
Cynthia
with
says she's
you.
interested.
Cynthia.
If
Yes,
you're
yes,
interested in applying for a visitor's visa, give yourself a chance, even if you
yeah.
have been denied before. You're not following nobody said what I
Then
said, they are 2024, not go so cancel a queen will help move a date up.
close to the expo.
470-593-8448,
And for
please.
those who are in Jamaica, if you're not on a credit and your service at the what other on WhatsApp
No, but we are giving digital
too. So
what
this is what
we are giving digital credit tonight.
you
Yeah.
if you're being I mean, I've seen, and each of us can give our responses to this, but I've seen where while even though you're on filing, they still get the visa.
Yeah.
After the filing is approved and you would have gotten that immigrant visa, then they cancel
They
that visa.
cancel that visa.
Yes.
So and I get and I'll allow you guys to kind of maybe share your experience if it's the same, pretty much.
Mine was different. I think when my mother was here, they wouldn't give me a visa.
Oh,
But
she would.
I've had clients where the
Ah, you
petition,
tell them say your mother did up here.
yeah.
Then your mother did legal.
Jesus Christ. You work for the FBI?
Not legal, but we are telling
But
people.
she's still up here no matter.
Yeah, they wouldn't give us they
I
didn't.
tell people that when any immigration or non-immigrant process that you're dealing with, treat it like a research paper. If
Right.
you cannot prove, don't use it.
Mhm.
In other words, don't put on the paper, oh, you're married, and if they send you back for marriage certificate, you can't
You
come
don't
back
have
for it.
none.
There are about
Anything
five
you
other
say,
relationships that you can use.
And
Yes.
so Consular Queen, we talk about, because a lot of people when they go to the embassy and prior, people would have gotten denials. I hear they talk a lot about ties. Them say me nah no ties. Them say me fi try again. Then just say 2102, try again next time. What are some ties? What are some things that people can put together so when they're preparing their application, it goes off strong enough, and to an officer they will be convinced that, listen, Consular Queen don't want run off. She have her life here, and she goes.
Mhm.
What are some of those things?
All right, so a stable job always helps.
Mm-hmm.
Going to school, not short courses,
Mm-hmm.
not because people can and will walk away from short courses in no time. So you put it on the paper, but you put it to enhance the fact that you went to school, but not necessarily to say that you have ties per
Mm-hmm.
se.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you could be married from now until next year
Mm-hmm.
if the consular officer decide that I know it this, you can't convince him. He's not going to give you. He may even look at you and ask you, "Do you have a baby? When you have a baby, come back."
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, no, like seriously. So, ties relative. What
Mm-hmm.
I will tell a person is that the story, the application must make sense.
Mm-hmm.
If the application doesn't make sense to you, it really don't make sense to the consular officer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So it makes no sense you're telling me that you're going to visit your sister that is sick, but when you're at the window, yeah, it's just a little vacation going on. You know me, I work all long, I'm not take no vacation. So that is contrary to the
Misrepresentation. Yeah.
the it's not even misrepresentation per se, but
The
it is
reason inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
yes, you lack consistency because that 30-second or 1 minute that you get at the window is just to confirm the data that you have there.
Mm-hmm.
When you put Tom, Dick, and Harry that you're going to visit to, know their status. Know their
I
status.
mean HIV status. I mean.
Make sure you can answer whether they are legal permanent residents or they are
Citizen.
citizens because
Yes.
they're going to ask you.
Who are you coming to?
Listen, this idea that I'm going to visit my sister, I'm not really know if she's straight yet, you know. I'm either brother did go, me think him straight by now. That
Mm-hmm.
kind of argument. You could have just gone to like Pelican for the whole month and
Mm-hmm.
eat that money instead of
Yeah.
paying it
Instead
and
of
going to the embassy.
So
waste
now
your
there,
money.
I know there's this perception that if me I go to the embassy and me have family up here, embassy now go give me it. So if me tell embassy say me not have no family, then we give me it. Talk about that.
All right. So people concoct all kinds of stories.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes right back to the fact that there's no appointment until 2024. All kind of stories.
Mm-hmm.
Situation alter cases, that's number one.
Right.
No two cases are the same. No
Mm-hmm.
two applications are the same. Even when the persons are married, they are not the same.
Right.
Something makes them different. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that to say you cannot use something that someone else tell you um
Determine your.
relating to another application to judge your application.
Mm-hmm.
Your application needs to judge on its own merit.
Mm-hmm.
So you have persons here, it is simple yes.
Right.
It's a simple yes. Remember, anything, treat it like a research. If it
Right.
can be proven, it needs to be disclosed.
Right. Excellent. And I think that sums it up in a nutshell. Unabada like and that's why it's important to just really talk to the consular queen, talk to somebody who knows, so that they can
Yeah.
guide you accordingly. Because sometimes I know people go to embassy all 9 times and they not get it. And then so they now go back in there, but I would implore and I'm calling
Keep going.
out today. Try. Because I've known people who would have gone 7, 8 times and maybe at the 8th time them get it, at the 7th time them get it. So you just
The
have to.
easiest, the easiest case
Mhm.
to work on is one that has been refused before
Right.
because they get an opportunity to really put your heart in it.
So for those people who are watching, and if you know somebody will go at embassy and you never get the visa, and then try, come talk to Nardia because she'll help you. There's an opportunity on the form, right? That you can say, listen, the last time I did deny me, you said me never married, or you said me never have no pitney. Me have 10 now.
Right.
This and the other,
Mm-hmm.
and she will craft that application so that once that officer sees the application and you go up there, once you present yourself,
Oh, and mind only your business when you get there, please.
mm-hmm,
So don't pay attention to all the other
The
applicants there.
denials.
mm,
Remember who you paid for, and then you don't want to attract what you don't want to yourself. You don't want to attract those denials.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm. So if
So
me
you
got
just remain focused.
I hear them in a line and say, what your pet name? I say, and them ask me, say, I'm a pet name, sir. No, me can't listen to them and like pull. That's what you say.
No,
Don't.
you're going to lose your focus, Darren, because all you're doing is
Mm,
trying to capture stories to come back and tell a friend and tell me. And so far,
mm-hmm.
um, that trend has not started. Nobody comes back and tell me what they see happening
Right,
to other people, what consular officers are saying, because that's not what you went there for.
right.
And if you stay focused on the task at hand, you won't get carried away by other people's story, and you will more than likely 99.9% of the times you will attract what you need.
All right. So Debbie
The
brought up a
question
really great
says,
question. What if
highlight
there
the
is
question there,
right?
Professor Johnson.
Because
What?
Debbie, very very good question. Because I've there's this perception to clients reach out to me. Me did apply, but they said me can't go back. Me have to wait till 3 years. Where
Mhm.
wanna get that from? So now they talk about that. If they recently applied and they were
Mhm.
denied, how
All
soon
right.
next to go back?
The case need to be first broken down. Let
Mm-hmm,
us say this is a minor turning into majority. And what I mean, you were on a visa and that your parents applied for. You're not applying for yourself. Um, you're 20, you just finished college, you just started a job, and so on. And they are not so comfortable with that. I wouldn't tell you to go back in 6 months. Give it a year, give it 2 years, so that you can say, I am more stable in my job. I'm more stable in what I'm doing. I'm also able to afford what it is that I want to go about. So those are some of the things that are evaluated. Depending on what you are told, you sit down, you break the application apart to
mm-hmm,
see if it's something that was reasonable, is something that can be fixed. Was there an error on the application? Because the consular officer will never be specific with you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll never be specific. They'll just tell you some random something and give you a general paper to leave with. Everybody gets the same paper. And I
Right.
think everybody feels the same way, that the paper
Yeah,
is unique to them, but it is really not.
everybody
Okay.
gets the
It's
same thing. I think it's
So, so
212G or
in terms,
something.
so in terms of a time, like a actual time, how long can they wait? How long do
a
they have?
year. I would personally suggest a year. Not
Mm-hmm,
before. All right, because right now, if an applicant come to me like Debbie Wisdom, if Debbie comes to me and she had probably applied 8 months ago, when I
mm-hmm.
go online to make that appointment for her, she will have trouble getting an appointment
Oh
Oh,
unless
wow.
I was to lie to say that she never applied in the last 12 months.
but then that's another big lie.
So
So
you
when
don't
you
want to do
Right.
that,
So I'm just
right?
that's
right. So hence I'm qualifying the 1 year.
the 1 year,
What if I go? I like Debbie's question. I go and I got denied, but something comes up.
like
Somebody's
a
getting
funeral
married,
or
a
graduation.
All right.
funeral.
All right. A funeral, depending on who, let's say it's a parent or so, that can also be expedited.
Okay.
So that's a case that can be expedited in a non-immigrant case. Sickness.
Mm-hmm.
The help that is the much needed help might not be in Jamaica, or it's in Jamaica, but you prefer a
Mm-hmm.
particular surgeon that is here and can prove that you have your money and all of that. You expedite and go, man. You
Mm-hmm,
can you can get in the line,
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
submit an expedite. They look at your documentation. They'll give you an opportunity to go.
So
A
what about
wedding is
graduation?
not an emergency.
Wedding and graduation, not emergency.
No, those are not emergencies.
Okay.
And one of the things we must also not take for granted. There are some things that are very important to us, but they mean nothing to the embassy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
Mhm.
like, cause I mean, I teach, and a lot of students from time to time say, Professor, look at this letter for me. I want, I'm invited my mom or some whomever
Mm-hmm.
to the
Mm-hmm.
graduation, and they go and them tell me, they didn't get it,
Mhm.
and I always wondered why. But then to your point, it's not important to them. Okay.
Because, all right, so a funeral is a one-time event. A graduation, you may have 2 or 3 more ahead of you.
Yes, Ojai saying sadly my sister passed in the States and they still denied my application. I'm sorry to
Yes,
hear that.
they do. I see that
But
all
I've
the
seen it all
time.
the time. I've even seen cases where they're literally on their dying bed. They
And
have
I see that
cancer.
all the time. They won't. I've
They
seen
they
that.
they, they want.
Ajay,
Which
that is so
is
true.
mhm. And
I
the
have
All
reality,
right,
seen that.
so
because I
if
think
I was in his position, what I would have done is to not work with an appointment, but submit the documentation via the expedite space on the appointment site.
mhm,
Once they respond to that and give you and say, listen, you can come in, then you know that it means something and they're going to do something.
right. So in his case, sister died and they denied. He probably could go back and send
But
something.
how long ago was that?
No, man, I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if it's
Mm-hmm.
let's say they went today or he went today, got denied, the funeral
Mm-hmm.
is still going on because maybe they were even waiting on him to come to the funeral.
All right. Did he? All right. So all that excitement, they are
Mhm.
waiting on him to come to the state and all of that for the funeral to take place. Was that communicated in the application? Was it properly communicated? Because sometimes what we do, we write in the application, but then we say, oh, when we're at the window, we can explain to them, and you're going to need time for them to explain. As much as you can, lay your all on the application.
In the application.
Let them only be confirming things with you at the window. Nobody's going to waste time to ask you to explain things out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, worse if you were denied, use up that slot and communicate all that information as
Right.
much as you can. So they will see that before they even see you at the window.
Excellent. And I
Yeah.
guess maybe that too will kind of nudge them to, make a decision even before you come.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like the application is what they're using to make the decision at the end of the day.
It is. It
Right.
is.
Yes.
And of
Because
course, everything has an algorithm in the background. So, of course, it is.
right.
There's a case where this young lady, she lost her mom and brother during the course of the summer. And her daughter is here. And she had tried, I think, 5 or 6 times and she didn't get through. But she came to me, and of course, in the explanation, yeah, man, she has been refused before. However, this is the situation. She needs to come and see her daughter, considering that her daughter has lost uncle and grandmother during the summer holiday. She's not doing well, and at this time, she's unable to fly. And of course, she was granted.
Wow.
The simple
So
question was
Was
whether or not her daughter was a green card holder or a US citizen, and that was it.
hmm
we have
so
another question in the audience,
so
T?
it says, what if you have a child graduating and you want to attend? Melissa.
Apply,
Mm-hmm.
apply.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Apply, right.
Just
Yeah.
apply. Simple answer. 470-593-8448.
And I like the number up there.
Thank you. Yeah, I like the telephone number so they can have it to
470
call. You won't know unless you apply. The consular queen can't tell if you're going to get through or not. What she can tell you is that you're going to put together a proper application on your behalf. You just
And
have
what
to
I can
apply.
also tell you, if let's say you are on a 5 year ban and you only reach 2 years, no waste your time and apply. Go and go sit down at Pelican or sit down at one hotel for a little weekend and enjoy yourself and sip on some mimosa or something.
So
But
those that 5-year ban, specifically for those persons who their visa would have been cancelled, maybe at the border, or when you come, them put you back on the plane, say, nah, come in here, or them find out
Expedited
say no work,
removal or
and
something.
just carry home. So very very important point there, Nadia. I think we had a really really
This was
good
good. This is a lot of
a
information.
lot of information for people, and also reassurance. Uh, so QC uplifting and inspiring ministry is saying, I disagree. Everybody favors comes in different ways, irrespective of that ban. Yes, but the reality, the embassy don't really care about feelings or what's in the universe. If they say you have a ban, um,
Yeah, Baban.
you have a ban. It's what it is. So they're them not gonna give you a visa. If you have a 5 year ban, in all my time working with clients, and I've been doing this, as me telling you, from from my mother, when I was at a young age. I think you're misunderstanding what we are saying. QC uplifting, inspiring ministers. We never said nobody who have ban can't get a visa. I've seen people who have ban gotten visas before. We didn't say that. What we are saying is,
Yeah, QC, I think you
if
missed. You
if,
missed.
if
I'm sorry
the
if you joined us late. We can
yes,
clarify.
yes, we're clarifying for him, for that person. What I'm saying is, if you come up out, let's say you come up and them turn your back, they say you cannot apply for a visa until after 5 years. So what we're saying is, it don't make sense you're gonna apply within 2 years of that 5 years, because you wouldn't the time wouldn't have been exhausted, and so you might have to wait until the time is out and then you
I
come.
don't have a waiver.
Right, right. So
Absolutely, we agree with you. Yes, you
yes,
can get it.
in any
If you
in
want,
any event,
if you
they
want to
can reach out
contact
to Nadia.
Consular Queen, you definitely can. Shanice,
So,
what if you have a sick
uh,
family member there and you want to visit? Apply.
apply.
We
Apply.
cannot tell you. So here's the deal, guys. Anybody can apply for a visa at any time.
Mhm.
If you get denied and you don't want to wait 12 months, you can apply tomorrow,
Right.
right? We are here based on our experience and
Telling
what
you
we
information.
do. We're giving you some advice. The
Right.
beautiful thing with immigration is you can apply for anything you want, they will take your money. All
Mm-hmm.
we're saying to you is, guys, here's some good advice. It's not legal
Right.
advice. It's
Right.
education, it's
Yeah.
entertainment.
It's based on our
We're
experience.
not embassy. We're not
Right.
here to go back and forth with you about which uncle, auntie, pitney sister get visa during Bana who don't get it. We are
Right. So
here to say to you, this is what we have seen happening. We are not the encyclopedia on who get visa and who doesn't.
right.
This is education,
So
information, and entertainment. The
right.
consular queen works in the space. She's saying, hey guys, this is what I do, this is what I recommend, and this is what I encourage. If you come to here and say, Mr. Diani, they turned me around yesterday, I want to apply for a visa tomorrow morning. Me I go say, give me the $8,750, make me reapply for you.
All right. Big, big, big. So there's this comment. So 2016, my neighbor in Jamaica, son, baby mother died
Yeah,
very
so keep that
short.
in mind, guys.
And I told the young lady that died, mother, to go to the Jamaican consulate on Wednesday. They sent the document to Jamaica on the Thursday. He went to the embassy on the Friday morning. He got
Yeah.
here, and before midnight, he was on a flight to New York.
Yeah, I love
Yep.
that.
Yep.
To
It can
Thursday
X-Line.
happen.
morning.
You won't know unless you apply. What we're
Right.
saying is try your luck, try
But
with the
of
consular
course.
queen.
But we are definitely
We
imploring people
we
and
are very much an encouragement
apply.
environment. He
'Cause we
was
want
able to come
everybody
to
to
the
come up
funeral on
and
Saturday morning. I love that.
yeah.
Love it. Yeah,
Right.
QC, we're not saying nobody needs to apply. We're just giving you a little bit of feedback.
Right. Um. So, any final thoughts, Nadia? To those who are watching on my they any final thoughts to them?
All right. So to conclude,
Mm-hmm.
um, um, and this probably cliche,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not where you have started.
Right.
And Also,
Love it.
remember that ambition cannot be bought. It cannot be sold either. So you either have it or you're not, and you're going to grow it if you don't have it, right?
Nice.
But don't get carried away by the beginning. You may fall. Brush off the
Mhm.
bruise. If you need antibiotics, take the antibiotics and keep going, right? And don't live at that place of what had happened. Move
Right.
on, because there's so much more in your future
Mm-hmm.
than that you can yearn for versus what's behind you. Also, give yourself a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Give your family a chance. Like in my family, all siblings, nieces and nephews, everybody, if they don't live here, they have a non-immigrant visa. So they can travel. All of them, babies
Right.
and all, everybody, right? Because we need to give the experience that um we never got. We need to help persons get a piece of the pie, man.
Right.
Yeah. And if it's not the pie, then let them taste the dream. Some people will come permanently, some will just come and visit. But let's play our part in giving people a chance.
Excellent. I mean, I think I don't think I have anything more to say where that is concerned.
I'm
Just
checking the other sites. I'm checking YouTube. I don't see any questions over there. Look like I want somebody over there watch. So
remember
I'm
me
Mm.
and
checking the other
your
side. We're
family.
on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We didn't do Instagram tonight. There's no questions on YouTube, but I thank you all for watching.
Of course. Um,
Remember,
and so
yeah, your family in a council. LOL.
before before we close out, cause I wanted to end on this note. The real ID. So
We
there have
didn't talk
been
about Real ID or H2B.
no
Maybe Monday we'll follow.
something, but
Talk about Real ID.
we're gonna
Guys,
just
Real ID.
can close on the real ID, and we can also just reiterate the need for people to have their resume for the H2B. But yeah, so the real ID, the American government came out with this real ID real ID new ID something. What basically it's a driver's license or identification card that is also a federally accepted form of identification, and so it's marked with some sort of golden bear and a star, and
Yes,
so
you know, me
I've
didn't know
been
either.
a lot of my undocumented folks who, of course, your dreams are still valid. Um, they have been very concerned about this real ID thing. There's the perception or the idea that if you don't have a real ID, then you won't be able to travel. You won't be able to go into buildings and stuff like that. So, I mean, Gianni, you are the immigration lawyer here. You can kind of debunk the
Yeah.
misconception
So
and that.
essentially, so essentially what they're doing, the Real ID Act is nothing new.
Mhm.
For those who have lived here since 9/11, you
Right.
will know about all the anti-terroristic acts that were implemented, and this was a part of it. Essentially, they're trying to have this one federal ID. You know, every state have a little ID, a little
Right.
ID, and a little ID. So they're trying to have one umbrella ID for everything. And it really affected some people. Janet Rose said she definitely
You're
ready to see
ready.
moving
Of
along with my immigration document ASAP. We lose our draw.
I love your answer. Yes, the team is
See the
legit.
number on the screen, Miss Rose. Get it. So to be Real ID compliant, you would need
Mhm.
to have all these documents that you take to like your driver's license place or
The-
wherever. And then people look a star by you look at ID because you've taken in all these documents and to get it. The people
Mhm.
that probably would have been affected is not so much non-immigrants because most of them are got their passport and you can't
Right.
travel with your passport. So we
Right.
don't want people get
So
finicky
don't
and
panic.
afraid.
Right. So which is the number one point or takeaway that we want people to understand. The real ID, really and truly, like Nadia, who is a resident here, or Diani, who is a citizen here,
Mhm.
they're gonna have to update those IDs.
To this more enhanced
Because sometimes,
version.
when you're going to different states, America have a bunch of different states. You don't really use passport. You don't need
No,
to go there. You
use
just
your
use the
driver's
ID.
license.
So all the real ID is that the regular ID they want to have now go work, and people
It's
have
not gonna work.
the ID. However, one of my undocumented client or somebody who don't have no papers there, and you want travel go, you can still use a Jamaican passport because the passport would be an acceptable form of identification, and that you can still use that in lieu of the real ID, right? So you can use it to board your flight, you can use it to visit
Mhm.
federal buildings if they require an ID to go in there. So me don't want to hear me undocumented folks and nobody create this hysteria. Me not even if yeah, my word goes so, but just create the
Mhm.
whole drama. Or I say, oh, we are gonna need one real ID and we can't go travel. I don't know worry and stretch out in itself. Stop
I
stressing
know
out.
the good thing is they have had such a
Mm-hmm.
hard time implementing this. It's now moved to 2025.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Oh, so Janet says she have our real ID for New
and
York City and
then-
a little local one. Yeah.
right,
And all
right.
it is, it has a little star. I have the real ID for Florida. It just has like a little star on
A
it.
black star.
Yeah. So me think me have the real ID too, because
You might
Yeah.
have it to look funny.
never did know. So me have it. But yeah, me have it. It's one black star.
So you didn't know Professor just here talk about it.
Cause me
You
just
have yours, Nadia, don't you?
Yeah, I
since
do.
yeah, me no bother watch news, cause me no like me can't manage the drama. So me no
Me
bother
neither.
follow it up. But yes, I had
But I think the point is don't freak out.
right. I think the point we're
Come
trying
to
to
our
make, we don't want
immigration
people to
con and
freak
we'll
out.
keep yeah, don't freak out. We'll keep
Right.
you all up to date about what's happening with the real ID.
Right. On to the other important piece. So we're in H2B season. That's for the people who they are Jamaica, they are Panama, they are
Anyway,
Dominica, Turks, wherever you're there. And you want to come America, come work on a little 9-month program or the 6-month program. Um that's why we're here, Ojai, right? Me no wrong you. Right? You want to go find the program.
I think you alone me have walk with pen and paper because me can't find the word them in a dictionary.
But we love that because you know what that
Ojai, me not find them the word the
you know the funny thing about
hysteria,
it. But
reiterate.
you know that's some learn big words.
Me no
Me get back
master.
to the H to H
See me pen here every Monday and Wednesday me I write down words.
but as some learn big words. I remember um when I was probably about grade 7. And my teacher made them teach me, but me usually just use words and them never have it in the right context. But me did just have a thing for words and me use them. Me have one friend him call me and remind me, say, remember when you in a grade 7 I use a word that didn't make no sense. And we laugh about it. But that's how you learn.
Let's
So
look at something
that's
tonight.
it's a learning experience. But back to the H2B. You want to come and find on the H2B program. I've sent out a link for interested individuals to kind of sign up so that we can start collecting information, just sort of build a system so that people, when the time comes and we license and we're up and running with the Ministry of Labor, we can just shoot and go. I'm making an appeal to people now. If you want to go on the program, the first thing you must have, right, is a resume. So if you don't have a resume, go and get one done. Go make somebody help you make one. But have a resume because I mean Diani and I we have been in and out of orientations for the entire week, working with
Boarding.
um people who like over about 100 odd people who are supposed to come
180.
180 people who are supposed to come on the program. And I'm a little taken aback with the fact that them don't have no resumes, the experiences they don't match up, and then automatically my sister lie on a tell. Yeah, and like people have sense, people would have been in the circle long enough, them can see the gaps and all of that. There are people who are trained for that. Like I'm a trained HR professional. I know them something. So automatically I'm going to see it. So I want to use this medium to implore people or to impress on people that get your resumes done, right? If you know you're gonna go front, get your resume done. Now wait till you see the link come out or say, all right, we're taking applicants. I say, but me not no resume, I mean go find somebody. If I have one retired teacher in your community, me know she will help you or he will help you to get that resume done. So by the time the program thing ready and up and running, you have a resume and it looks sensible. I mean, you know, have a bag of grammatical errors. The emails, me not see sexy dulu 234, or some emails that are not professional. So I want you to work on that. And those who are watching, even if you're not come on the program, you might know somebody who wants to come on the program. Impress on them that they have their resume. Make sure that the resume are up to date. If you know, if it been a long episode, 1 page, tell your name, your address, your maybe a little summary, your experience, skills where you have done, right? So, do you have anything to add on that?
I think that was well said. That
Right.
was, and for those of you that are watching over in Winter Law Practice on our page, we thank you for watching. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, I think you covered that with the H2B stuff. And even whether you're coming here for H2B or not, I think you should have a little piece of paper with what you do, where you've
Right.
been, where you go to school. It doesn't hurt.
Right.
If you have been denied
I've been
for a
denied.
visa, yes, you can still
You
go
can
with
still apply.
H2B.
Right.
It just means that when we're processing you in Jamaica or wherever you are, you'd have to go to the consulate for an
You will
interview.
have to go to the
They're
embassy.
not going to automatically, for the bulk of our H2B individuals, D, we can share, right?
Yeah.
They don't go for interviews.
They
We
don't.
send
We
the
don't. We just
passports
send the
directly
passports, and
and
they
the
don't.
visa comes back.
Right.
If you have been denied a visa at any point, they will not automatically approve you a high. So that's
Right.
a good question.
Right.
They're going to
So,
call you in for an interview.
right.
The
Right.
good thing is those interview dates are very in short order. We have people out of our October group that will be interviewed in January.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Mm-hmm.
dates are quick, quick, quick,
It,
quick, quick.
it's a priority. It's a priority group.
Right.
Yes. It's a
Right.
whole different discussion than what we had earlier about
Today.
visitors visa.
Right. So for those individuals, even if you got denied, you can still go on the work program. But
Mhm.
first things first, start working on your resume. Put your experience there, and
Make it
make
make
sure
sense.
something women want make it make sense to. If
Make
you
it make
are,
sense.
if
Make it
you
make sense.
are, make it make sense. But
And
but
that's where Professor Johnson, you come in with your with
with
DJ
with the
Consulting.
HR piece, right?
Yeah.
If you're currently in the job, make sure the verbs that you're going to use are in the present tense. So like, oh, clean or spread bed, clean the bathroom, mop the floor. If you did do it before and you not do it no more, that means it's a form
Hmm.
of experience. And you want to make sure that the verbs that you use are in the
Hmm.
past tense. So you would mopped floor, cleaned,
ED versus ING.
exactly. So you want
ED versus
to use,
ING.
because a lot of these employers don't take it for granted that when you come, they before you apply, they're gonna look at these things, because if you're not up to par and just them look a simple something, them not gonna work. All when I bed of is spread, or toilet you go clean,
Yeah.
right? And I'm giving it to you straight up, because you guys understand the vernacular,
Are
and
we gonna give out the digital card tonight or no?
yeah, man, we can get it out. We still have time. Good night, Adrian. Good night.
Good
Good night,
night, Deidre, and good night,
Mr. Richard
Immigration
Thomas. Is that the one
Gurus.
from St. Hilda's? Maths teacher. Welcome, sir. But yes, so I'm imploring on people, get those
They
resumes done
cannot find your link, Professor Johnson.
for the
H2B. Shanice Lawrence said she can't find it. Janet Rose said she can't find it either. So
all right. So I'll send it to Janet Rose,
you want
and
to put it in the chat?
I'm gonna try and see if I can find it and put it in the chat as well.
Guys, you missed a good night, but we'll schedule this for replay tomorrow. We had the consular queen talking about expediting cases out of the Caribbean, or if you're in the United States and you have a current case that you'd like expedited, the consular queen is at 470-593-8448. If you're interested in being screened for H2B for next season, start date June, I think
Jan,
it's June
June,
1st.
something, yeah.
June 1st, you want to reach out to Professor Darren Johnson. He's doing all the screening for, we have a lot of employers this year that are working with us, and a lot of that recruitment will be done through DJ Consulting in Jamaica.
Right. And so, me I prep on from now, because I'm a very nice person, but me not like foolishness. So if
I like us, Missy, you're ready to cuss people. Ah!
yeah, no, because I want the best for them. So
That's what you said. That's what you kept saying. Oh, I want the best.
Yes, I want the best for them. So I want to make sure that
Ohio wants to be added to the list.
stay in the know. All right.
Ohio wants to be on the list for
Yes, man. All right.
HPV.
So the link is there, and I'm gonna make another post on my Facebook
And I
page.
think Monday we didn't get to do a lot of H2B tonight, guys. So Monday we're gonna do
We could
I think
cover
we should
more
touch
about
back on H2B. We're gonna give out the Digicel credit tonight, and then Monday we give out the Starbucks.
Mm-hmm. So which one are you giving away tonight?
Let's give out Digicel.
Digicel.
Carrie, it's a great experience. Work your money, and you can extend up to 3 years, right, Carrie Ann? You can extend.
I never know. God might be so nasty and drop smaddy in your hand, and then you just go to Diani and say, Diani, me find one look man, or me find one look woman, or me can turn here because me not go back, right? No, me want to go back, but
And you love me. Don't.
me just giving you an example, yeah. Very good carry and take advantage of the H2B program. It's a great experience. Work your money and go home. She's presently on an extension too.
We're gonna bring Carrie on one night to interview her about our experience.
So she can tell us about the experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Any other questions, people?
You have to ask quick because Mr. Diania undress.
Darren, know me at my bedtime.
Yeah. Deidre, you know, he was my teacher.
Oh, Deidre was your teacher?
No, man. I remind her of Mr. Joseph Mackenzie. Dr. Joseph Mackenzie is my college teacher as well.
Congrats, Carrie Ann. She's on her extension. Congratulations.
Right.
All right. If you're in Jamaica and you want to be considered for the $100 digital gift card, drop your flag, drop your flag, drop your flag, drop your flag. Drop your flag, and thanks for sharing as always. Drop your flag so you can win the gift card number. Drop your flag. Drop your flag.
With a concrete hand, we will push on and go. One more time. He roll the sea away. He roll the sea away. Korna see away. Problem come, he roll it out. Sickness come, he roll it out. Party come, he roll it out. All the problem come, he roll. Lord Jesus, he roll. He roll. Lord Jesus, he roll. Somebody else say, roll. Jordan roll. Roll. Jordan roll. Oh yeah. Jordan roll. And do thy work thyself. We say roll.
Jordan roll.
Jordan roll. To heaven when I die, we go hear those Jordan roll. Take it on. He roll the sea away. He roll the sea away. All of the problem roll. All of the sickness roll. All of the bill them roll. Everything problem. Yeah. He roll.
Roll the H2B them.
He roll.
Professor Johnson, check your phone, please.
Glory.
It again.
Check your phone, please. We're ready to do the drawing. So we have two people in the drawing tonight, Deidre and Ohai. We're going to put both. We're going to put 1 and 2 into a box and roll it. And Professor Johnson is going to say who win the $100 Digicel, 100 Jamaican dollar Digicel card.
And while we're doing that, I'm putting up the H2B link for those who are interested.
Please do, yes. And if you missed the Consular Queen, she's at 470-593-8448.
Mm-hmm. Right, so that's all posted. So those who are on, I just posted the link if you're interested. Again, we're not signing up anybody. We're not take no money or nothing from nobody. All we're doing is just registering you're just registering your interest. And I'll send the link to you, Council. I just posted it there again. And I'll send it to you on a WhatsApp message, and it's also on my Facebook page as well. Council, who did you pull from the box?
I pulled number 2, Ohai Dabado.
All right, Ohai. So Ohai is the winner of.
Ohai, you've won tonight's $100 Digicel gift card.
All right. So let's get that over to Ohai right now. And
Ohai, you have a $100 gift card. Congratulations.
And we're sending it right now to you, Ohai. All right, hold on 1 second. And then that.
Lust, the official all-white brunch, Monday, December 26th at Chill Spot, Golden Grove, St. Anne. Admission pre-sold 2005, VIP 3005. Music by Bishop Escobar, Mix Master Overdose, Energy Jugglers at Tiny K. Lust, lavish desire, be there.
All right, so that's Lost December 26, 2022 in your best all-white outfit with your favorite crew, bestie or boo. Popping bottles and making memories. Lost.
Yay.
We'll be there. Legal Rebels will be there. We'll have a cabana and we'll be, ready and happy to talk to you about coming abroad, getting legitimized, and you name it, etc., etc.
Lust, the official all-white brunch, Monday, December 26th at Chill Spot, Golden Grove, St. Anne. Admission pre-sold 2005, VIP 3005. Music by Bishop Escobar, Mix Master Overdose, Energy Jugglers at Tiny K. Lust, lavish desire, be there.
All right, good people. Gianni, what time we have?
Richard. What's that night? What a night. See you guys back Immigration Corner Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30. Tell a friend to tell a friend, please.
All right. I feel like I'm going to go in a little. Just let's call it tonight.
Yeah, give a little music.
Tell a friend. Hurry up.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Mondays and Wednesdays.
Hurry up! Get ready to go.
You got to move.
I'm gonna hold to prepare. Up beyond the blue sky. It must be some wonder up there. Never seen by mortal eyes. We know soon he's coming again. From his heavenly throne, we shall leave this earthly domain when he comes to claim his own. You better hurry up, hurry up.
song, please. Hurry up and talk to the consul and get your visa and get ready to visit foreign land if God leading. That's right.
Get ready to go. Soon the mighty trumpet will sound, rolling back the blue sky.
Thank you, Miss Rose.
In your praise, where will you be found? When the 6 million cry, what a awful praise will.
No, we have to have one immigration on
Yeah,
award.
me clap. Yeah, me clap like a Pentecostal church from my granny.
So we have to go have me hear you, but Mr. We have to go have one immigration corner award ceremony awards. We give we'll visit them with nice certificate and something. So extra now.
Oh, the loyal something. What did Miss Debbie Wisdom send her something via WhatsApp?
Send me a direct message, Debbie, and then I'll touch
maybe
base
the
with
link.
you.
She want the link via WhatsApp.
Right.
Is
So
that the
send you have to send me a direct message and then I'll get your number and send it to you that
Okay,
way.
nice. Blessings, Miss Perry. Blessings.
When your chance is all gone, never again your loved ones to see, while eternity rolls. Better hurry up, get ready to go. If you're going to ride on the glory cloud, with the Savior and His roses crown, hurry up, get ready to go. You better
Hurry up.
hurry up, get ready to go. If you're going to ride on the glory cloud, with the Savior and His chosen crowd, you better hurry up, 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 hurry up,
Bye everyone.
hurry up.